Hi guys, welcome back to Bobby and Cece. So it is Cece again here today, and I thought I would include you guys on my little journey of decluttering my makeup stash. So if you guys are new here, Bobby and I are avid buyers, collectors, users of makeup, and that means that we have a whole bunch of makeup, and we also refuse to let go of any of that makeup. So the other day, I went through and decided that I needed to declutter some of this stuff that is just either getting old, that I have literally never used in my entire life or used very little, brands that I'm just not interested in anymore, and things that maybe no longer suit my personal makeup taste. So if you guys are interested to see that, this edition is going to be eyeshadow palettes. So if you're interested, just keep watching. I am a literal hoarder when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow. It is one of my favorite steps in my makeup routine, so it is hard for me to part with it. I'm going to start off with the only single eyeshadows I have. So these are from Ace Beauty. Focus? There we go. Ace Beauty. If they didn't focus, I'm sorry. So these guys are from Ace Beauty. They are two of their glimmer eyeshadows. They're beautiful colors. However, I am not super a big fan of single eyeshadows just because they take up a lot of space, and when you could just have like a quad or something like that, and especially with guys like that come in these packaging, they remind me, if you've ever heard of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, they remind me of that, where it's very similar packaging, very similar concept. The only time I ever really keep stuff like these is if I really love the colors, and these colors just aren't vibing with me enough for me to keep them, so I am gonna let them go. Hopefully all of these things, by the way, I will try to rehome. I'm not just gonna throw them away because I find that really wasteful and like not cool. So anything that I can sanitize that isn't like extremely expired, I will try to either give to friends or like donate somewhere, because I really don't like wasting. It's like, especially makeup, like this stuff's expensive, man. Like I want that to go to someone who can use it. Next item. So I have actually two KVD, or back when I guess she was Kat Von D, or it was Kat Von D, because she is no longer a part. I have two. So I have a quad. This is the Shade and Light eyeshadow quad. I have the one in Rust. This was actually something that I took from someone who was decluttering their collection, so I thought I was gonna get use out of this. I haven't touched it. Proof is that I can't get it open. Success. Okay, so as you can see, it really is just like a rust colored quad, which isn't extremely exciting, and I don't really know why I took it, because I have all of these colors in other eyeshadow palettes, so that's why I'm getting rid of it. It's just extra stuff that I don't need. The other eyeshadow palette I have from KVD is the Shade and Light Eye Palette. So this was actually one that I decided that I was going to pick out from work when I worked at Sephora. And I picked it out, as at the time I thought this was really cool. I don't know. Looking at it now, I haven't, by the way, I haven't used this eyeshadow palette either, so like, woo. But I don't know, it's just, I feel like I have all of these shades in a formula that I like from somewhere else better. Plus, this one actually does, if you can see, have two of the pans are missing colors. So, I don't know. It's just, it's not worth for me to keep, in my personal opinion, so we're gonna be getting rid of it. Okay. Next palette, the Too Faced Just Peachy Matte Palette. So I actually bought this when it first came out. I don't know how many years ago that is now, but I do know that it's probably expired by now, so that is part of the reason I'm getting rid of it. So if you guys don't know, there is little labels on the back of all eyeshadow palettes, or I shouldn't even say, all cosmetics, hopefully, have a little container that have some sort of number and then an M. What that means, if you don't know, is that's how many months you have to use the product until it becomes expired. So this says 12M, which is 12 months. Well, if I got this when it came out and I've had it till now, if you want to do the math, which like I'm not good at math, but if we did the math, this is approximately how long I have had this palette, which means it needs to go. Most of the time, I give leeway to eyeshadow palettes with that date because most of the time, and again, another disclaimer, please don't come for me if this is not the case for all products ever, but most powder products are good beyond the date that they say, so just keep that in mind if you're trying to gauge. But I don't know, Color Story is just not for me anymore. It is expired, and also most of the time after that expiration date, the palette doesn't work that great anymore anyway, so she's going. All right, the next two palettes are actually palettes that I have received in my BoxyCharm in the past. This one is the Hello Charmers. It's BoxyCharm's own palette. This is a cute palette, and I've used it maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't know, it's like making it really hard for me to love this color story. It's a little bit all over the place for me personally, and a lot of the reason I'm getting rid of this one in particular is because there's a shade, it's called Swipe Up, this one, and it's a pressed glitter, and hate is a strong word. So I just really dislike glitter, which makes me really not want to keep this palette, and just the color story, again, like I said, is a little all over the place, so going to part ways with this one. The other one, which is the Queen, you've probably seen this. If you have not seen this, go watch our BoxyCharm unboxing, I think from 2 boxes ago, so what, September? Something like that. And also go watch our One Dip Makeup Challenge. I used it in that video as well. This is the color story of that guy. And if you didn't watch our One Dip Challenge, I'll kind of summarize this palette for you. The pigmentation was not there. She was lacking. She didn't really exist, which I like existing pigment in my eyeshadows. So not only is this color story a little bit just too blue, like too blue and purple for me, because I really like warm tones, the actual pigmentation of the palette is not great either. So I'm gonna be getting rid of this guy as well. Next palette. So this guy actually already has a home. It's going to one of my friends. This is the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. So as I was saying for the Eloise eyeshadow palette, I don't really wear blue. I also don't really wear purple. And as the title of this palette suggests, it's blue. The whole thing is blue. And I just don't look good in blue. So the story behind this guy. So I don't really purchase a whole lot of Jeffree Star anymore. That's just my personal, it's just a me thing. So this I didn't actually buy from like his website. I bought this off of my friend. So I kind of like second party bought it from her. So I'm just getting rid of this because I'm not really into this color story, and I don't know, I'm just not really into this brand anymore either. I will say, however, that his formula for eyeshadows is banging. So like if this is for you, like I would definitely go out and purchase it because it is worth the money. Okay, guys, we are in the home stretch. I've got 3 more eyeshadow palettes left. This one here is the Zodiac Love Signs palette from BH Cosmetics. So this one, I actually kept its counterpart. So these were on sale a while back at Ulta, and I bought this and the Zodiac, the original. This one, however, I just never really got into as much as the other one. It's almost completely barely touched. It's just because, again, this color story just doesn't speak to me anymore. I am keeping, however, the other Zodiac palette. So the original I am keeping, but this one I am decluttering. Okay, we'll save the last one for last because I have sentimental attachment to that one. So we're gonna go in with the Morphe James Charles palette. This palette, I bought this palette at launch. Like the minute it came out, I bought it off of Morphe's website because I really liked the colors at the time. With that being said, I don't use it. Okay, that's a lie. I use it sometimes, but the only color I really use is this one. So this guy right here, this one, that's pretty much the color that I use this palette for. And if you haven't seen the palette next to my face, it's literally gigantic. It is like 2 times the size of my head. So I just don't think it's worth keeping this large of a palette for literally one shade that I could probably find as a single or in any other shadow palettes I own. So I'm gonna get rid of this just because it's so bulky. I wish I had the smaller one, then I'd be more apt to keep it because it's obviously more travel friendly. And this palette is one that I want to travel with, but just the bulk of it. Maybe one day I'll get the smaller one, but for right now, she's going because she takes up too much space. We are down to the last eyeshadow palette that I'm getting rid of. And this one, honestly, I'm kind of sad about. So this palette is one that I got with Bobby and Kelly. They both got it too. We all ordered it and got it ordered in. And the minute that it came in, all of us were like, we're getting together and we are making eye looks with this and like having a fun time because we were so excited at the time for this palette to come out. Now, that palette is the Jaclyn Hill palette. And this is like the original from launch day Jaclyn Hill palette. So it has her original packaging and everything. And by Jesus Christ, have I used it? So again, this is another palette where I don't know when it came out. If I remember, I'll pop her up here somewhere. But at the time, the palette was so beautiful and the colors are still so beautiful, so don't take that wrong. I think I need to just go buy a new one because the formula after a while just does not perform when I first, like the way I first got it. So it holds a near and dear sentimental place in my heart. Just because it was such a good moment for me and my friends, but the formula is just, it's just not good anymore and there's absolutely no reason. I tried to dig this out and play with it the other day and I couldn't get it to blend properly, which I was so sad about. I want to keep it for nostalgia because I'm weird like that and I want to keep makeup for nostalgia even though it's going to get moldy and gross. But this is the last palette. I'm saying goodbye to it even though I don't want to, but she's going. I gotta put her away. That one I will not be rehoming because it's way too old. There's a couple of these that if they're like a little bit looking a little funky, they're not getting rehomed. So this is not one that I'm giving to anybody else. It will be going in the garbage, unfortunately. Alrighty guys, so that brings us to the end of our eyeshadow palette declutter journey. I hope you guys enjoyed what was in my stash that I decide that I just don't need anymore. It's kind of cool to get a look inside other people's like makeup preferences and see what they once loved. I don't know. It's really therapeutic. I love watching this sort of stuff, so I hope you guys do too. Do not forget, again, if I didn't say this already, to like and subscribe and also comment if you enjoyed these sorts of things. I do have some other stuff I decluttered if you want to see that, like lipsticks and everything. As well, we do have our giveaway still going on. So please, we are trying to get to 100 subscribers. That way we can do a lovely giveaway for you guys, as well as please be following both of our Instagrams and our combined Instagram. It would really help us out. We appreciate when you guys take the time to do that for us. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.